If you go forth unafraid, you can learn to be a strong leader, or at least to give off the appearance like one. It is a beautiful, very foggy day here in San Francisco. Perfect day for a convertible because the sky is just marvelous. I love gray skies. I know most people prefer the sunlight, but I like it gray. I like it sunlight also. Anyway, today we are going to talk about how to present yourself like a leader. Now, some people genuinely are born with those skills. Straight up, they walk in the room, they command the attention of everybody in there. But honestly, you can easily learn those skills as long as you're open to performing them, meaning you're not timid and you're not afraid. If you go forth unafraid, which I'm quoting a slogan of a very expensive private school in New York City, if you go forth unafraid, you can learn to be a strong leader, or at least to give off the appearance like one, which is sufficient. You don't need to have it as innate skills. The most important skill, I believe, is in your manner of speech. A lot of speech skills determine whether you come across strong or like a wimp, straight up. And this is not just a manly thing, female, same story. So I'll tell you the first thing to start off with, one thing I'm guilty of that I try to change, but it's a challenge. Stop saying in between your sentences. Just wait and think through what you got to say. Honestly, it's not something I've conquered. You'll hear it in my videos. But I'm telling you, you're not supposed to do that if you want to come across strong, like a strong leader. If you look at the presidents and prime ministers of countries, they rarely speak like that. So the next thing to do is to have a strong, commanding voice. Do not be a wimp. Do not be like whispering like this. If that's not natural, learn to take vocal lessons so you can start belting it out. Seriously, belt that out. Ooh, I just got out of the correct lane. Oops. I didn't realize there's a difference in the two lanes. All right, you got to be able to belt it out. Next thing to do, stop talking so much. That's the biggest one, actually. Mumble mouths and people who ramble on, that is rarely the sign of a strong leader. Usually the person who is quiet and reserved and keeps to themselves, when they do open up their mouth, everybody listens. When quiet, calculated speaks, everybody listens, because they're not constantly yammering on and going on and on and on, and then to the point where they're ignored, where people's brains shut out those people. You want to be a strong leader who people listen to that person. So that's an important factor. To be heard, you have to only speak when necessary, not when unnecessary. Don't talk about nonsense. Now, there are occasions where sometimes it makes sense to be comical and jovial is the word I'm looking for. To goof around a little bit, to make someone laugh. Sometimes you win them over that way. But there's a very big difference to being comical and jovial and being a joker. And to quote Rodney Dangerfield, a joker gets no respect. If you're the kind of person who's always joking about, you're not going to be perceived as a strong leader. You're going to be perceived as a joker and a fool. So there's a difference between being funny and making people laugh and being a joker. You want to find that safe threshold. If you're not sure, err on the side of caution. Don't overdo the jokes. By the way, I'm on the marvelous Golden Gate Bridge, but you can't see it because there's so much fog. The whole bridge is gone. I'm on the thing. I can't see the bridge barely. This is quite beautiful in the fog. I gotta admit, it's beautiful, but it's a different feeling than when you come here and it's a sunny, beautiful day. Okay, so what else can you do to make yourself into a strong leader? Well, stop fidgeting. People who are playing with their phones while you talk to them, first of all, that is so rude. Never do that. Never, ever, 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 ever do that. If you are using your phone or other device to take notes, always be sure to verbalize, I'm not playing with my phone, I'm taking notes. Because it's so rude when someone is doing this while you're talking to them. Also, don't fidget on your body. The people who have the restless leg, they're doing this the whole time, their legs are moving like this, that's a sign of weakness. If you're a smoker or a vapor, which is a horrible thing to do to your body, but if you're doing any of those things, keep it in either a private capacity or only do it with other people who do it. Because it looks also like a sign of weakness when you're puffing away every time you're nervous. Some people do it casually, smoke a cigar, go to a cigar club. It doesn't look like that. But when people are clearly stressed out and they need that cigarette, they need that crutch, that's another sign of weakness. Leadership, like look at Obama. He was a smoker. You never saw him smoke. There was some shots that photographers managed to capture him doing it in private. But he was a smoker, and no one ever saw him smoke in public because he was a leader. Whether you like him or not, politically is irrelevant. The point was, he kept the cigarette habit to himself. That's the point. If you have a crutch, either get rid of the crutch, which is the better option, or hide it. That's it. See, the thing is, a lot of leadership skills is about hiding things. You don't have to be a perfect human being. In fact, there's no such thing as a perfect human being. Everybody's got their flaws. But strong leaders hide the flaws in a way that it doesn't impact their ability to give off a strong impression. Now, the other factor is like when people shake their legs, or they're doing this and they're doing that, or they're playing with things, or they're making noise, or they're twiddling their hair. It's like, dude, relax. Grab a Ritalin or something. Cool down. It's not a strong impression. Strong leaders don't fidget or do those things. The other thing that strong leaders do is wow, that's a heck of a Porsche right next to me. It's beautiful. They give genuine feedback when feedback is due. So, if you have someone who's really helped you in life, you should not be afraid to say, dude, you are awesome. Miss, that was a phenomenal thing. You are a special person. You are a wonderful person. If you are timid and afraid to say those things, then you're not going to win people over in the way that a true leader wins people over. Strong people are not afraid to give compliments. Also, strong people are not afraid of the unknown. When there's a need to step up and no one will volunteer themselves, they're the ones who always volunteer. Alright? When there's no one in the room who puts their hand up to say, yeah, I'll be first, they're the ones who say, I'll be first. That's fine. Doesn't faze me. No fear. Have no fear. If you have fear, hide your fear. Pretend you don't have the fear. I just realized my GPS is telling me to make a right, but not here. I'm in the wrong lane. Oh, wow. Whoa, not get in front of the 18-wheeler. It's about to go by. That would really squish this little Mercedes SLK like a bug. Won't be doing that, but I am coming off the BMW. There we go. Let's get some speed going here. Get some speed. Been sitting in that traffic too long. So, now the sun just came out. Look at that. We get off the Golden Gate Bridge, and a minute later, marvelous. We are heading towards Sausalito in California, and it's really quite beautiful here. Anyway, okay, so what else can you do to present yourself like a leader? You can do a lot of things, but it all comes down to being someone who is confident, strong, and not afraid, okay? You also have to take away the things that you see other people do that you don't like. Body language is a good one. Sometimes you sit there with someone and you can see right off the bat they're agitated or they're not enjoying their time with you. You don't want to be having that situation. You want to try to win them over. Now, one of the things you can do with body language that is a hack. It's straight up a hack. People like, oh my God, this tunnel's loud. Hold on 1 second. Let me get through here and then we'll continue. It's a short tunnel. Hold on. I think we just drove through a mountain. Like they carved that tunnel through the mountain. Oh, my ears popped. All right. When you have somebody and they're clearly showing off their body language, there's a hack. You can mimic their body language. I kid you not. They put their hand like this, you put your hand like this. Mind you, no one ever notices you're doing that. You can literally do that. I mean, don't make it like the split second that you see them do that. Wait, hold on a minute. I need this turn here. Mind you, oh, my hair is blown in the wind here. Wow, this is some turn. Hold up. Alright. Mind you, if you see them do that, you don't have to do it this split second, okay? You could... Oh, nuts. I think my GPS sent me the wrong way. Yeah, look at that. I ended up in someone's private driveway. Anyway, hang tight. I have no idea, by the way, where I am. I'm following the GPS. I've been here before, but not enough times to actually know where I'm going. All right. So, they do this, you do this. Simple as that. You mimic their body language. If they sit leaning to the left, you sit leaning to the left or mirroring them, which would be to the right. Okay? There is a lot of hacks like that you can do. And it makes people like you because people like people who are like themselves. I think this was the road I actually needed here. People like people who are similar to themselves. And it's a psychological thing. It doesn't always work. But it can work subconsciously. And it's an interesting thing that way. Now, other thing you want to do is avoid the things you don't like in other people. Don't stand so close to someone that you're making them uncomfortable. This is a cultural thing. If you are from certain countries, you will naturally stand closer than if you are from other countries. United States has this unspoken concept of personal space. Okay, people need their personal space. You don't stand so close. Other countries, and particularly the Middle East, I've been to in Asia, they like stand on top of you, and that's considered okay in their culture. It's not in North America. That makes the other person uncomfortable. So you want to be aware of personal space. I am in the beautiful hills of Sausalito, and it's an extremely steep incline. Wow, this is great. All right, you want to be aware of personal space. Don't stand right on top of the other person. If you're not sure what's comfortable, take a step back. Read the other person's body language. If they take a step towards you, then it's okay. If they take a step back, don't get closer to them. That's, tight road, wow. Luckily, this car's tiny. Okay, the other thing you gotta remember, be aware of your body. Be aware of your body odor, okay? When people got bad breath, man, I don't want to talk to you. If you stinking out of your mouth, I do not want to talk to you. You want people to want to talk to you. You don't want them to be stepping away because they don't like the smell you're putting off. Body odor, breath, all that stuff. Be aware of that. If you are the kind of person and you are not self-conscious, find somebody who you trust to say, does my breath stink? Is that a problem? And if it is, take a Mentos, suck on a breath mint. Grab a Tic Tac, man. The package is 99 cents for, I don't know how many are in there. It looks like about 30 or 40. I don't personally like Tic Tacs. I don't remember the last time I had one. But, 1 minute. Hang on. All right. Hang on, I'm popping a Yui here. Okay, so now, other thing you gotta do, and this one is a little bit of a challenge for some people. You have to look people in the eyes. Not necessarily deep and intent the way I'm staring at you now, but you gotta look people in the eyes when you talk to them. 2 caveats. Females typically have no problem doing this. Men do not generally feel comfortable looking each other in the eye, one man to another. That's okay. You can look each other in the eye, and just the way I'm keeping my eyes on the road and keeping my eyes on you back and forth, that's an okay thing for men to do. That's more comfortable than making direct, strong eye contact. Other thing, people who are on the autism spectrum really struggle with this. Not all of them, but some people do. You gotta learn to overcome that. If that's you, if that fits you, learn to overcome it. Just ignore the discomfort and recognize that the person you're speaking to expects that from you. Again, if you are on the autism spectrum and you struggle with making eye contact and you want to have a position of leadership, you have to ignore how uncomfortable it is and recognize that no one thinks that's uncomfortable. I got to downshift to 1. Wow, this is such a steep hill. No one sees that as anything other than totally normal when you make eye contact, okay? Nobody who is neurotypical. Anyway, wow, this is such a steep hill. Now, that's the other thing, okay? Eye contact is critical. Being physically in shape is a facet that most leaders have. Look at the last, 7 or 8 presidents of the United States. Look at anyone in leadership. Not everybody, but most of them are physically in shape. You don't usually have a big, heavy guy whose pants are falling down because they're size 60 waistline or something like this. That doesn't usually happen. It's not to say that it can't happen or that it won't happen. Well, I got to put it back into drive or I'm going to end up forgetting to shift. It's not to say that someone who fits that is not possible to become a leader, a strong leader even. It just doesn't happen. I mean, look at like General Patton. Look at every strong leader I could think of. Look at I don't want to go into politics, actually. You know, I was about to mention some other strong people, but I realized not everyone feels the same, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. See, that's what I said. Strong leaders know when to keep their mouth shut. And then when you do talk, people listen. Now, being a strong leader isn't really that difficult. Honestly, it comes innately to some people, but to other people, it's a hurdle. And I know that, but you can learn it. You can totally learn it, and it's all good. And the people who learn it well. It's a skill like anything else. I mean, you don't have any reason that you can't do it. Every human being on this planet can do it. Wow, I just went up an even steeper hill. This car, oh my God, hold on. I need more power. All right, anyone can learn to do this. If you are physically in very poor shape, you kind of want to do something about it. Go to the gym, do what you can. Obviously, that's a procedure that takes time to do. Oh, wow. I kind of ended up in a dead end. I didn't realize that. It's a procedure that takes time, but I mean, there are diets. There's what's it called? Insanity diet. I have some friends who lost, I think it was about 50 pounds on that. They were obese and they ended up with a six-pack. I kid you not. Maybe it was more than 50 pounds. They were literally obese and they have a six-pack after doing Insanity. Didn't take them that long, maybe a year. Straight up, 1 year. Obese to six-pack. You can do it. You have to have a lot of self-control. And that's another key aspect of a leader. Huge self-control. So let's say I'm the kind of person, and I'm not, but I'm the kind of person who loves to fidget. All you have to do is not do it. It's not that hard. It's a habit. A habit is something that you want to do, that you have the urge to do, but you're physically capable of not doing it if you have enough self-control. Leaders have strong self-control. That's something that's an important facet of leadership, is self-control. Hang on. Wow. Quite a street that was. All right, leadership have strong self-control. You have to have good habits to be a good leader. Someone who's a drinker or a gambler typically doesn't become a leader. It can happen. There's plenty of famous people, leaders included, who had alcohol abuse problems and drug abuse problems. These things happen, but it's a lot easier if you don't have those crutches. All right? And if you're good at what you do and you don't have those crutches and you're in self-control, you can be a strong leader and no one is going to ever question your leadership ability. It's all learned skills. It's all in your head. If you have fear, remember that fear is in your head. That is such a steep street. Oh, wow. Holy cow. Let's see if this car is going to make it down without bottoming out. Uh-oh. Wow, I can hear the flexing of the body. Whoa! This is steep. Wow. Okay, I didn't bottom the car out. That is incredible steepness. Holy cow. Sausalito, California. This place is incredible. It's north of San Francisco. Absolutely phenomenal. Everybody's got to come to Sausalito, California. Uh-oh. I'm at the end and there's no turnaround. I got to back up that, believe it or not. Oh my God. This is going to be a challenge. Whoa. All right, you get to watch my driving skills, or maybe I'll just cut the video here while I'm backing up. Everyone's got to come to Sausalito, California. Absolutely beautiful here. If you have a Mercedes convertible and you're a pretty good driver, I hope I am right now, that makes the whole thing much better, the whole experience. However, even if you don't, just come on out here. Come to Sausalito, California. Be a strong leader. And please like, subscribe, share. Enjoy this video. If you don't like what I'm saying or you think I'm wrong, please share this anyway. Somebody else might like it. I'm going to actually pop a Yui here, like sideways like this, because I don't think the car's going to go over that in reverse too well. Wow. Whoa. Uh-oh. Okay, I did it slow enough I didn't bottom the car out. All right, driving skills, leadership skills. Go together. No, not really. I'm just making that up. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. Like, share, subscribe. Be a strong leader. Be controlled. Don't say in between your sentences. Don't fidget. Look in people in the eyes. Don't stink. Keep your breath and your body odor in control. Harder for some people, easier than others. Stay in physical shape. And by the way, body odor tends to be worse when people are overweight. So if you lose the weight, you hit two birds with one stone. I hate that expression. It's such an ugly expression. But you do take two things out with one. Anyway, if you smoke, hide it like Obama hides it, and do all the good things. Stay strong. Speak with a commanding voice. Oh, one more. Always sit upright. Now, I have a problem that I like to recline, but when I'm in a meeting, I sit upright like this, all right? And when you enter a meeting, if there's a choice of chairs, pick the one that lets you sit upright, not the one that makes you slouch, because that actually gives the impression of a stronger leader that way. Crazy, right? Oh, I gotta pull over. There's a car going by. So, try to sit upright. Not always as easy for some people as it is for others. Depends on your posture. Not much you can do about that. God-given things otherwise. But either way, lots of good stuff to be a leader. Stay strong. Lead strong. Go forth unafraid. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah!